with a woof and a woof and a royal growl. Woof.
Toto, where are we? I've got a feeling this isn't Kansas anymore. Wait a minute. This is not Toto. I'm not Dorothy. Yeah. My name is Matt, and this is the Pop Complex. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pop Complex. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be talking about one of the best movies of all time, made in 1939. That's right, guys, The Wizard of Oz. And this is probably not only one of the greatest movies of all time, but definitely one of my all-time favorites, if not maybe my favorite movie of all time. I remember watching the movie when I was 4 or 5 years old on an old VHS tape that my parents had taped off of the TV show broadcast of the movie. So it was complete with all the old commercials and everything. But that holds a lot of nostalgia for me, guys. And I've loved The Wizard of Oz ever since to this day. So today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at some 12-inch Wizard of Oz figures, or dolls, if you will. I use that term lightly, but they are 12-inch Wizard of Oz toys from 1991. So let's take a look at these guys. They're not in the greatest shape, but I found these and there was a really good deal on them. I got them for $12 each, and they're still in the box. They are a little rough, but we are going to open these guys and we're going to take a closer look at them out of the packaging. So here's the first one we have here. We have Dorothy. And as you can see, you have the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road style packaging here with some artwork of the four, the Scarecrow, the Lion, the Tin Man, and Dorothy. From behind, marching up to the Emerald City here, there's Dorothy in the window box. She's in a little bit more rough condition than the others, but that's okay, guys. So if you flip it over here on the back, there is some pictures of the other characters that we have here. So there's Dorothy, we have the Wicked Witch, we have the Cowardly Lion, we have Glinda, the Good Witch of the North, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man. Now, guys, I have 4 of these figures here, and Dorothy is the first of the 4 that I have here. So here she is, and as you can see here, we'll take a closer look when we get her out of the packaging, but she does come with the basket that has Toto in it as well. And the next one we have here is the Scarecrow. So we've got the same style of artwork here. It's a little bit better because there's not an old price tag over this one. But these actually do have the original $5.97 Hills Department Store price tag on them. And he does come with his degree, his diploma that he received at the end of the film. But there's the Scarecrow. And if you flip it over, we have the same artwork on the back of the other characters in the film as well. So there's the Scarecrow. Next, we have the Cowardly Lion. So same style artwork, and take a closer look at him there. He does come with his Medal of Courage right there on his chest, around his neck. And something I did notice about the Cowardly Lion, guys, that when I was doing a little bit of research for these figures, when I first saw this one and brought him home, I really was so distracted by the fact that his fur is just this bright yellowish color instead of the brown like it should be. I mean, if you look at his mane around his face and hair, it's this nice brown camel color fur like it was in the film. But for some reason, his fur here looks like a yellow teddy bear. It's just really weird, guys. It's really weird. There actually is a variant of this, and I'm not sure why, guys. If you know why, please enlighten me down in the comments section, but I'm not sure why there are different versions, but I have seen the other version of the Cowardly Lion that does have a more furrier exterior, and it is darker brown, the same color as his mane here, and it's more consistent with the actual character and the color of his fur. The fur is a little bit longer, especially here up around the chest like it was in the film. So guys, if you know what's going on here, why this one has short yellowish hair, and then there's another version, let me know. I'm not sure why that would be a variant for these, but it's very strange. And I also did want to take a look here on the back. These are from 1991. It does say copyright 1991 Sky Kids Incorporated, manufactured by Multi Toys. I had never heard of this company, but I did remember these as a kid, and I'm going to get to that here in just a little bit. The fourth and final figure that I do have here is my personal favorite. This is the Tin Man. Now, I actually had this one as a kid, and I'm going to put a picture of myself holding it right now on the screen, guys, as a kid, but it was one of my favorite toys because I was so fond of The Wizard of Oz, and it was one of my favorite childhood movies that I did have this Tin Man. Now, my cousin, he had some of these others I do remember vaguely growing up, but the Tin Man is the only one that I had, so he holds a special place in my heart. Very, very nostalgic for my childhood, very sentimental. It was good to get him back again, and it'd be the same Tin Man. He does come with his oil can there that you can see, and you know, the Tin Man was always my favorite character in The Wizard of Oz for some reason. I don't know why, but he always was. So if I had the choice when I was a kid to get one of these, it was definitely the Tin Man, and that's why I chose him. But, you know, guys, growing up a little bit more and becoming a young adult and into my adult years, I was always a little bit ashamed to say that the Tin Man was my favorite character because I really didn't want to identify with that weird kid from A Christmas Story.
I like The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I like the Tin Man.
But anyway, guys, these are the four that I have, and we have the same photos on the back. I do know, guys, that there are at least 3 others in this series. There is a Glinda, there is a Wicked Witch of the West, and there is also the Wizard, the Wizard figure as well. And I'll try to get a picture of that and put it up on the screen, guys, but he is not pictured here on the back, but we have the Wizard himself also in this line. So, guys, here are the 4 Wizard of Oz figures from 1991. So without any further ado, let's head on over to the unboxing station and we'll get these guys out of the pack and we'll take a closer look. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, and here we have these Wizard of Oz 12-inch figures out of the packaging. First time since 1991, guys. 30 years. I just unboxed 30-year-old Wizard of Oz figures. So let's get started, guys, on taking a look at these figures a little bit closer. So we'll start out here first with the Scarecrow. And the Scarecrow seems to be definitely the tallest one out of the bunch. Maybe he is a little bit shy of the Tin Man, but his hat certainly makes up for it. So let's take a closer look, guys, here at his face, if we can get a closer look at the detail here. So his hat is a little disheveled coming out of the packaging, and it's kind of produced a whole lot of particulate around his face, but pretty decent looking likeness there, guys, on the Scarecrow. He does have this like these, it's like a nylon feeling cloth for his Scarecrow clothes, and he's got some yarn here, guys, to represent the straw sticking out. Now this, I'm not sure what this is here, guys. There was a loop of extra fabric here on the back of the hat. I don't know exactly what that is for. I don't know, guys. If you know what this is for, guys, let me know in the comments, but I have no clue. But he does have real pieces of rope tied around his neck here and around his waist for the belt and around his wrists. So that's a pretty cool touch that he does have the real pieces of rope, and he's got some patches here sewn on to give it that authentic Scarecrow kind of look. So there he is, guys. There's not much to speak in the way of articulation for these figures. So if we take a closer look at the head is this hollow, soft, squishy plastic. So I'm going to be really careful with that. But he does have some side-to-side movement in the head, and underneath here he does have a waist swivel, so you can get a little bit of left and right. Guys, for the age of these, I'm not going to manipulate them too much. I'm just going to touch generally on the articulation. The arm articulation is very basic, and it seems to be the same in all of these figures. The arm is a single articulated joint here at the shoulder, so forward and back. It's kind of stretching his shirt there a little bit, guys, but you get the idea, and that's for both arms. That's the only articulation in the arms, and the legs are pretty basic, forward and back here articulated. You can feel it right here at the waist, so forward and back, but that's it. So that is the Scarecrow. And now I also want to point out, guys, he did come with these weird boots. They were packaged separately for some reason, and you had to actually put them on his feet coming out of the package. Not sure why, but I did want to mention that as well. So there is Scarecrow, and the only accessory that he did come with is the diploma. Like in the film, he did get the diploma at the end from the wizard. And if you look here, guys, it does say degree in common sense. How funny is that? Don't you wish we could give out degrees for common sense for everybody? So now we're going to take a look at Dorothy. Dorothy, to me, is the most fragile here of the bunch because she does have a lot of cloth going on here with the dress. These are in reasonably good shape, being in the package that long. I did notice, guys, there was a lot of plastic deterioration with these packages, so it might actually be a better thing that these guys are out of the package. That way they can be displayed loose and not have to worry about any more of that cheap plastic on the package breaking down. So she did have a little bit of a plastic wrap around her head to kind of keep her hair in place. So I'm going to give you guys a closer look here. It's in really good shape. This is real, not real hair, but it is real synthetic rooted hair like you would find on a lot of dolls. And she has the blue ribbons here. Not a bad likeness there, guys. I get a closer look for you. I mean, it doesn't look exactly like Judy Garland, of course, but it's still pretty primitive, but a decent likeness for what this is. Her head is also this hollow, soft plastic, and she has some, I think she has some side-to-side movement. Maybe not. Yeah, there it goes. Oh wow, so she's actually on a ball joint, guys. That's incredible. She can go up and down, left and right, up and down at any angle. So that's pretty surprising for these figures, for her to have a ball joint. So pretty neat. Her arm is the same as the Scarecrow's. She can go forward and back, same way with the other arm. I'm not going to manipulate that too much, guys. I want to keep these in really good condition for their age. I feel like they're like I'm handling antiques, but these are 30 years old. And you can see here something I was a little bummed about here. Her shirt, her blouse underneath the dress here, it looks like it may have picked up a little bit of dinginess being in the plastic, where some of this plastic has maybe broken down and kind of yellowed it a little bit. It's not as bright white as I think it could have been, but still in reasonably good shape. There's the back of Dorothy and back of her dress there. And she does have these real cloth socks, and oddly enough, the ruby slippers that you see here on her feet, those did come in the package separately as well, so I had to put those on. They look a little strange. They look a little bit too small for her feet, but I got those on with no problem. So there's Dorothy, and she did come with the basket that had Toto in it, and there's the basket, so she can hang on to that just like that over her arm like in the film. And I'll put her back in place. And here is Toto. We'll get a closer look at Toto. Not bad. He's a hollow, rubbery plastic. Well, as you can see, he's hollow there. But that's Toto. Now we will take a look at the Cowardly Lion. So strange, guys, that he is in this bright yellow fur. But let's take a look at his face sculpt. Now, you can get a closer look here, guys, in the light. It's not actually a bad face sculpt. It does look a lot like Burt Lahr. I think played the lion, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. It does look like his face and his makeup job in the film, so it's pretty decent likeness for the sculpt on these type of figures. But just really weird because he has this brown mane, and the rest of him in that other variant has the brown fur. I don't know why this is yellow, but it's just really weird, guys. I definitely want to get the other variant at some point, just so these look a little bit better all together. They look more like the Wizard of Oz crew more than this teddy bear yellow. But his articulation, he does have, his head does move from side to side as well, and he has that waist swivel inside underneath. His arms are just like Dorothy's and the Scarecrow's. They go forward and back, just like that. And he does have his medal for courage, his bravery. I didn't sever this little piece of yarn holding it in place. I wanted it to kind of hold in place there. And the legs are just the same, forward and back. And what's really odd, guys, with this yellow fur, he did come with separate shoes too that slipped over his just like his human feet that are underneath this. They're the brown, the same color as his mane up here, which should have been the whole thing, but it looks really weird with these lion feet shoes now that he seems to be wearing. But if you flip it around to the back, you can see where this is sewn together, and where the doll, the figure body is underneath. And here's his tail, guys. A little bit of a flat tail where it's been cooped up in that package for a while, and there's the thread that was holding him in place there before I cut that and got him out, has kind of matted his fur down a little bit. But that's the lion right there, guys. Very, very strange. Very strange indeed. So the last one we will take a look at is, once again, my favorite, guys. This is the Tin Man. This is the one I had as a kid. So this to me seems like, aside from the Scarecrow, probably one of the most complex figures. The face sculpt is not bad, guys. If I can get this into the shot, it does look pretty decent. His head is that soft, hollow, squishy, that rubbery, hollow plastic. So I'm not gonna manipulate that around too much. Don't want to wear some of the paint off, but as you can see, the articulation on his head is from side to side, just like the other figures. And his articulation on his arms, he can go forward and back within the confines of his metal body here, forward and back. And he does have the leg articulation forward and back like the other figures as well. And now the unique thing about the Tin Man that I remember as a kid is that he does have this gray nylon, like a silky kind of body suit on underneath, and his plates here are they're just attached on over this. So this you can see it kind of moves a little bit. It's a little bit loose there. It's just a piece that's made over this armature body underneath, and then the leg pieces here that are kind of having trouble staying up. But I'm sure these would slip off. They look like they would just slip right off, and I think I remember them slipping off as a kid. But those are separate boot pieces here, slipped on over this under nylon undersuit that he kind of has here. So we'll flip him around to the back as well. There he is. All right, there he is, guys. So there is my favorite, the Tin Man. So glad to have that. That was one of my most nostalgic childhood toys that I have. And we'll take a look at his accessories that he does come with. He does come with the oil can that saved his life at numerous times in the film. And he does come with the Tin Woodman's axe that he is shown frozen, holding at the very beginning when he is first introduced in the film. The Tin Woodman's axe and his oil can. So that is all for the figures here, guys. And let's get back to the Pop Complex. Wait a minute. I've always had the power to go home, the whole time. Yeah, I've always had the ability. All I have to do is click my heels together 3 times and repeat, "There's no place like home." Yeah. There's no place like home. 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 It was a dream. I was in a beautiful, fantastic place called the PopComplex. And you were there, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there. Well, I've learned that as fantastic and beautiful a place as the PopComplex, there really truly is no place like home.